y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, I am pretty sure this video is not going to see the light of day, but apparently there has been a big blow up about the January 6th discussion lately. If you're in the United States, you know what I'm referring to. The thing that happened at the Capitol while election results were trying to be validated, verified, whatever the word is. I think, 2 years ago or something like that? So that whole debacle, apparently, and I am unaware of this, because I don't have satellite TV, so I don't watch Fox News or CNN or NBC or any of those channels. But apparently there is now a video publicly available from the Tucker Carlson show about January 6th. And there are some people that are like, see, we support this. And some people be like, see, what the hell is this agenda you're pushing? I don't know what's going on. I have not watched his show, like I said, but people are blowing me up with questions about looking into it. And so I'm going to look into it today, but I'm almost certain that YouTube's not going to allow this, that they're either going to take this down or that they're going to demonetize this or whatever. And so, as always, if anything like that happens, I will try to just take all monetization off, take any ad revenue off, and just upload it on the Perk Squad with no ads or monetization. I mean, YouTube might put ads, but if they do, they'll get paid for it. I won't get anything for it because the video won't be monetized. I'm going to try to do something like that if it can't go up for everybody. I'm just 99.9% sure this ain't gonna make it. But we'll try here. So, I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. These videos are, I'll let you just my interpretation, okay? I'll let you just my interpretation. So, let's go ahead and move this microphone right here. Penelope and her pinky purpley whatever matching my gym top because I wore this to yoga. So I'm gonna get shuffled up here. I'm gonna not allow myself to get too about this because I'm almost certain that this might not see the light of day. So I'm just gonna be chill and relaxed, like I'm just reading cards by myself in my room, which technically I am reading cards by myself in my room, but relaxed as in it may never get seen. But people have asked here, they're like, okay, so with this video stuff about January 6th, are people who are more left leaning more in the right, or are people who are more right leaning more in the right? Meaning, whose side of this story should we believe? Because they're saying on one hand we're getting one side of the story from people who are more liberal, democratic, whatever, and that we're getting another side of the story from people who are more conservative, Republican, whatever. And what the hell are we supposed to believe? I even had some people messaging me asking me, is this something that is kind of setting Trump up, like a setup for Trump or something like that? I've had some people ask me if there were any plans around this related to coming from the government or the FBI, I've heard people say. And so there's a lot of questions that people have been asking me. I'm going to take a look at this today. No promises on whatever the hell comes out of this. I have no idea what the spirit guides are about to say about this. So I don't know if this is about to be incredibly offensive to people, or if this is going to be validation to people, or what's going to come out. I am nervous and I have no clue. And you might be seeing this on the Perk Squad demonetized, or you might not be seeing this at all. I might be just talking to the camera now, and then this recording never goes anywhere. So, don't know, man. So, all right, spirit guides, let's get started on this. First of all, let's see. I'm like, where do I even start? Especially since I haven't watched the Tucker thing and I don't know what he is saying or showing. Although what I know is he's saying, hey, what has been said about this thus far is not accurate. Don't know if he's got like some smoking gun of proof or not. I don't know. So let me just pull out a general. Spirit guides, tell us where to start on this. I don't even know which question to ask. Just tell me where to start here, spirit guides, and what you have here for us to look at. Because, oh Lord, again, all of that just my interpretation. Okay. So from what we're looking at here, ooh. Okay, I'm sorry, the coughing's still a thing. There's still pollen and still healing my throat. But, y'all, we've already got some weirdness. Why did I take this on? This is like, okay, I'm walking away from whatever this has turned into. I am separating myself from this. I'm trying to get the hell out of Dodge because something is crumbling, and the Two of Pentacles, we're not able to keep these balls in the air. The balls are gonna drop and fall out of the air, hit the ground. You know, we're about to have a switch up. And so this does look like whether the video footage that apparently Tucker was showing people, and I don't even know how he got this. I don't know this stuff. Y'all might know this stuff. Apparently whatever he's showing, whether it's something great or not, it does look like it's going to make some waves here. So that is very interesting. Now, with the Two of Swords here, this is... Some of y'all gonna be mad. I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm saying. This is kind of like this person making a decision between two different sides, blindfolded. And this reminds me of how whenever I say something like, you know, politically, I feel, you know, orphaned. Somebody in the comments said that. And I thought that was a great way of putting that, because sometimes I feel like the left and the right are two wings on the same bird. And so when I'm doing the left and the right and I have my hands up like that, it feels very much like what I'm seeing here. Like, okay, you're blindfolded. It's the blind leading the blind. Y'all are both just going into this, and y'all are both the same, you know, just a different side of the same coin. And that's kind of what this card is showing here. Here's some evidence, and here's some stuff spilling over. And so what they're starting out with is, yeah, apparently whatever this video stuff is Tucker has is something, and it will make waves, yes. However, there's something that just seems like, yeah, same thing, different side of the coin about it. And here they're presenting a coin, and you've got the overflow that comes from that. And so it gives off the feeling like whatever Tucker Carlson has is right, and yet whatever had already been presented, you know, from, I guess, the other side, I don't know what person in particular, but I guess the left or Democrats or whatever, whoever, is also right. And so I'm getting like, hey, to make a decision between left or right, you'd have to be blindfolded because eeny, meeny, miny, mo, whatever. You know, so there's something here that feels it doesn't feel black and white to me. People get so mad at me that I won't pick a side one way or the other. And they're like, if you don't pick a side, then you don't pick anything. I'm like, actually, the side that I pick is the side of nuance. I feel like there's black and white and gray in everything. And I just want to know all the details of every side so I can make informed decisions on each little thing. Even if that means I have to make an informed decision about this little thing on this side, and then this little thing using this side, and this little thing using this side. You know, even if I have to piecemeal it together to get it to make sense for me, I do have opinions and make decisions and stuff. It just tends to not fall to one side. And I am seeing that kind of a vibe here too, that there's some things, you know, right about both sides. I don't see it as being one versus the other. This feels, again, I guess the word is nuanced. It feels more nuanced than that. So I feel like if you're going to go too far one way or the other, you're missing out a lot of context. And you know this channel likes context. So just throwing that out there. Now, that being said, just because we've got a little bit right on both sides doesn't necessarily mean that some of these other questions that I was given here aren't valid questions to take a peek in. Because, you know, that's where the details are. The devil's in the details, right? So, people were asking, was this, excuse me, some sort of setup or whatever, meant to be like really damning on Trump, that had some sort of like backing from like the government or the FBI or something like that. Like were any like of those big higher level type of institutions kind of spearheading this or whatever, because they wanted to make Trump look bad or wanted to make it where he would not be allowed to be president again or something along those lines. There's some kind of a theory out there that states that, and so apparently people are wanting me to look into that. Let's take a peek into that. Yeah, damn sure the way I'm speaking, there's no way I can't really code this and keep it making sense, and so I hope that y'all see this video. I hope that it has any ability whatsoever to be seen. Because it's tricky territory, y'all. Tricky territory. I'm just a girl trying to do a little hobby and trying to get some ad revenue on the side. And I don't think I'm going to get any kind of ad revenue on the side with this one. Okay, so I'm nervous. Y'all heard the question, spirit guides, angels, archangels, light beings surrounding us now. Spirit of God and my higher self, light beings of the light, highest good of all. Please help us with this. If there was any kind of coordinated efforts, if it was the institutions behind things, as the first card that comes out is the Justice card. Why do y'all ask me questions like this? I know not all of you have asked me this. Alright, let's get another context card on you. Okay. Context card on you. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the outer ones, okay? Oh, Jesus Lord. Hey. Alright. As always, all alleged, just my interpretation. I say what I see. I don't squeeze shit out of the cards that I don't see there. But I also don't hold back if I do see something there. I do see something weird. You know? Something smells rotten in the state of Denmark, as they say. As we dive into this, we'll see if, the extent to which this doesn't pass the sniff test, I'm gonna keep the benefit of the doubt here as we start. But like you saw, we have the Justice card here. Justice card stands for justice, fairness, balance, all things being taken into considered. Stands for the legal system and legal processes. This, what was going on, the whole validating, verifying, whatever, was a legal process that was going on. And this is in the upright position, suggesting that the legal process that was going on was a legal process, that whatever process was going on was fair, was just. So for people who may get mad at me saying that validating the results was fair and was just, was legal, people that think it was, I don't want to say, STOLEN. I'm not seeing that here, and we've talked about that in a previous reading. But what they do put on it here, 7 of Swords in reverse. This is when people, this is my... Y'all have heard me say it time and time again. When he comes up in the reverse position, this is my, little man syndrome, my imposter syndrome, my I don't know if this is going to go the way we need or the way we want or the way we hope, and I don't know, and And so when people get insecure, they sometimes have a tendency to do things to kind of overcompensate. Sometimes, I'm trying to mince words here, be careful. And so it does look like, our slow and steady wins the race, our pre-planner, our Mr. Diligent, Mr. hey, you're dependable, we can trust on you to get this thing done. This is kind of a long time coming card, which makes me feel like there was something that was kind of a long time coming, as in it wasn't something that happened overnight or in a week. It was something that took more time or more planning than that. So I don't know, a month, 2 months, I don't know, just more time than boom, it just randomly, happened. How spontaneous? No, not that, not spontaneous. It's something that was not spontaneous, and it took some time, for them to kind of think of ways to kind of, compensate for whatever they didn't feel so secure about. And because of that, there was some sort of idea of making someone look bad. Y'all know that in the past, when we've done readings, the Emperor card has come up representing Trump before, and a lot of times before, and the King of Cups has come up representing President Joe Biden before, lots of times. I will have you see that both men are coming up in the upright position. Spirit guides and stuff are not shit talking either person. They're not saying either of these people were in the wrong, in the bad, whatever. They're not wanting to put that out there like that. But they are putting up this loss and misfortune and stuff here on this card. And they are putting up this charge forward and ideas here. So, tying all these things together, I don't know if, I have to spell it out, but I'm going to spell it out, tying all these things together. It looks like the people that were doing the verifying and validating and whatever, they were in their legal right to do so. Legally, that was the, outcome of the election or whatever, that he was meant to be the winner here. However, it does look like there was some fear around that, so they kind of pre-planned some things that related to this person, Trump, and there was some sort of push forward and involvement in some of the things that went down. We're fixing to look at what? So, our happily ever after got turned upside down. Our Queen of Swords, smart, clarity, thinking of things, trying to figure things out, with a context card of, oh yeah, but this is making it worse coming up. This makes it seem like there were some plans, but it didn't necessarily go to plan. And so it kind of was not the happily ever after moment, didn't move forward, even if there were some smart plans in place. So I do see that there were some plans, and I do see things didn't go quite the way they wanted. So it does look like there was some sort of pre-planning or something to have some kind of involvement in whatever this January 6th thing was. And by who? Again, by people who were nervous that he would continue to have a good bit of power. And so they had been thinking for a while of like how to kind of, help him to sabotage himself some kind of way, or help him to look bad or whatever. So it does look like there was some stuff that went on, some planning that went on about that. I'm saying what I'm seeing, whatever. So I'm going to piss off one crowd by saying, yeah, it looks like these results were totally legal. And I'm going to piss off a whole different crowd by saying, yeah, it looks like these people did do some planning to kind of make him look bad or keep him from ever being president again, to try to do that. So like literally I'm seeing, positives here for the people on the left, and then negatives here for people on the left. So, again, I keep seeing people doing positives and negatives on both sides. I'm not seeing, oh, you're the winner, you're the one that's with the truth, and you're right, and y'all are the asshats that are lying, and it's all wrong. No, like literally I'm seeing the good and the bad on both sides. I can't make that more clear. This is nuts. So, that being said here, Lord have mercy. In what ways, I can't believe I'm asking this, in what ways did these people or institutions or whatever, oh, that was a lot of finger popping, have something to do with whatever, there's no way this video is going to see the light of day. How are these people, what kind of involvement did they have? I'm just going to ask, what kind of involvement did they have? If there was some involvement, what was this? All right. Ooh, we got a card that dropped. God almighty. Y'all with these Pentacles cards, damn. Highly emotional, highly strategic, and detail-oriented, tangible, earthly evidence, etc. So we have a literal 50-50 split on the driving force and motivation behind this, and then the actual details behind this. This is create conflict and tension, but this is create conflict and tension, but it's in the reverse. And as y'all know, usually in the upright, it's kind of external conflict and tension. Usually in the reverse, it's internal conflict and tension. So they created internal conflict and tension. Like internal what? Internal within people? Internal within the government or the systems? All of it? There's internal conflict and tension that they helped create. So that's one thing. As if we're going to continue on here with the kind of emotional aspects, they also emotionally were like, here, this is, what you should think and feel about this. Here, let's hand them something, and knowing that this is going to be something that makes them think and feel a certain way. And then, the wish card in reverse, not getting what you hope for. So it feels like they found a way to rub salt in the wounds of hurt people, that they gave certain people ways that, oh, you should think about this way, and then created internal tensions. This feels like fueling an emotional fire some sort of way. So something they did had some level of fueling an emotional fire, in an ugly way, like stoking fires in a way that it's like, you're doing some bullshit, you're doing wrong, and yet here you are doing it. So that don't look good. Sorry about that blip. Y'all will see in the B-roll what happened. Yeah. So at the end of the video, stay tuned for the B-roll. That'll make sense. Sorry for the pause. Anywho, okay, so now for these three, the pinnacles, these are the tangibles, these are the earthly things, these are things that come up as evidence all the time, can come up as money, can come up as, all the stuff you can touch and handle. And for these three to come up like this, just gonna say, this is a relationship card. This is a practice makes perfect, working on it card. And this is a, who holds the power and or the money card. And so there's some kind of working on something together. Practice makes perfect. And they're doing it by relationships. And somebody is kind of the person that, calls the shots, pull the strings, whatever you want to call it. This feels like... God, I'm so not sure what I'm allowed to say or not allowed to say. This is so sticky. This is why I don't do these kinds of readings, because it's just really sticky. But this feels like there's somebody that makes the rules. We're going to say it that way. And gives the orders. They give orders to these people who develop relationships and work on something together. Practice makes perfect. And so these people work for this person. These people are the ones that are able to, on a tangible level, contribute to plans, and things of that nature. So what that feels like, I've heard people say stuff like, oh, it looked like there were some police in on something, or it looked like there was FBI in on something, or it looked like there was what did people say? That there was people planted in organizations, and they were heading up those organizations, and so it's not fair to get this, be this hard on the people who fell for it, that came underneath them, because you were tricking them into doing something, or things like that. I've heard people say things like that, or people ask things like that in the DMs and the comments and whatever. And this kind of stuff does feel that way. So there could have been people planted in places that contributed to these issues. There could have been people, working for this person, but developing relationships with people on the ground and acting like they weren't working for them. Or, there could be, there were like pieces and parts of things that don't pass a sniff test. This is really tough to do. I know this is annoying how I'm having to read this, but if you're annoyed by this, get pissed at YouTube, because that's the reason why I have to read it this way. I'm not going to go so far as to say, again, I've seen bad and good come from both sides. So I'm not going to go so far as to say that this is like all bad from whoever is calling these shots or whatever, because it doesn't look like they're doing it all. Again, let's say they did orchestrate someone to make relationships with people and trick them into stuff. Yeah, that would be bad that they did that you're acting like, you're the head of something and you're trying to trick these people into following you and doing, inappropriate things. That is bad. But at the same time, these people were, either sick enough internally, bad, poorly intentioned enough in their minds, dumb enough in their brains, whatever, to be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let me do that. The classic, what do parents say with the whole, well, if so-and-so asked you to jump off the bridge, doesn't mean you have to do it. Okay, Johnny? That kind of a thing. People all the time are like, well, just because someone tells you to jump, that mean you have to ask how high or whatever. That kind of vibe does apply here. I'm not trying to be shaming and blaming and judgmental. I'm just trying to say, yeah, that's shitty. And at the same time, having the willingness to follow something shitty is also shitty. So again, I'm seeing people are wrong on both sides and in the right on both sides. And this is so, like, I hate it. I have to say it again, nuanced. So there's so many different things at play here that you this is ridiculously tangled. This is a cluster, here. Penelope, be my shoulder to cry on. So, yeah. Looks like people are right. There was, people following leaders to do shitty things and being violent. But then it looks like the other side's also right that, hey, some of these leaders were, put here and fooling people and tricking people into doing some more not so great things. And there was an awareness and orchestration of that to some degree. And it does look like they did stoke fires, internally and stuff like that to make things look bad. And that there was kind of a reason why they were trying to, make him look bad or not be able to run again or whatever and stuff. But yet they were correct and right about the outcome of the election. And so, like, where do you draw the moral line here? Where do you draw the line in the sand and say, these are the good guys and these are the bad guys? Dude, every last one of them has one hand clean and one hand dirty. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? That's what I'm seeing here. This is a mess. I don't feel like I can really dive into this a whole lot further because I'm nervous about what I'm allowed to say and what I what I'm not allowed to say. I don't want my channel removed. I don't want my channel taken down. As it is, this video is probably already going to be taken down or demonetized, as I've said a million times. And so I'm sorry, I did a reading on it, okay, y'all? I did a reading on it. This is intense and it makes me nervous, and there we go. So for all to see here, display. So, if you'd like a private reading with me, you can book a private reading at BeasTalksAndTarot.com. Book a private reading with me. Got lots of other things on the website. Got Reiki Energy Healing for an energy tune-up, kind of getting clean and clear up in your body, and body, mind, spirit, all of it. Also have life coaching for people that want a little bit of assistance, feel like they're stuck in a rut and need some help. Got that there. And I've got tarot tutoring for people who are like, I want to be able to read the cards the way you read the cards. Teach me how you read the cards. Got that there too. So any of those services you can book at BeasTalksAndTarot.com. Not sure again where this video has landed. I'm hoping that someone out there is seeing this, that it has managed to go up in some kind of a way, shape, or form. Thank y'all for, in whatever ways y'all have helped support the channel when I'm doing hard things like this. So if you're here as a part of the Perk Squad, and that's where this is, thank you for being here as a part of the Perk Squad. That I don't take that for granted. And yeah, stay tuned here. Stick around for the B-roll so that y'all can understand where my little gap happened here in the middle. And don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, you show us your tummy tub. Oh, you do. Oh, you show your tummy tub. Oh, Molly, I've missed you. I've missed this girl. Oh, she's a beautiful. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so excited to have her toy. I waited for months to give you your toy. I didn't know where you had gone. I think your daddy either moved for a little bit or went on extended vacation or something like that, and I thought I was never gonna see you again, and I cried because you're my kitty daughter, and I got you a kitty kickstick. And now you're playing with your toy. Yes, this is a good girl, Molly. You play with that toy. You play. Play, yeah, you kick that kitty kickstick. Yeah. Oh my god, I love this kitty.